6 weeks ago, we stood in this exact spot looking over a bare patch of soil. And bam, just like that, we basically have a mess.
Our wetland filter that we're going to get running today is this big thing right over here. All right, check this beast out. This is a 5 horsepower Surumi pump, weighs over 400 pounds. As you can see, the one that we have to get to is right here. Hook up the excavator to the pump, pull that out, and then install the new one.
Can you believe it's been 6 weeks since we started this odyssey? 6 weeks ago, we stood in this exact spot looking over a bare patch of soil. And bam, just like that, ton of work, a lot of time, effort, a lot of people coming in here and doing this. We basically have a mess.
Alright, in front of the office, Aqualand, right back there, over in St. Charles, and I have to get this big pump inside. In that vault right over here, we have our submersible pumps and all of our plumbing connections, and that's going to go to our wetland filtration system. So what I want to do is I'm going to open that vault up, take a look inside of there, and see what we need to do to connect that new pump in place. Check out the clarity of the water that we have here. Little sediment on the bottom, just like a fine planktonic algae that has settled out. You can see all the new leaves popping up for our water lilies coming up through here. Our wetland filter that we're going to get running today is this big thing right over here. So our pump that's going to be sitting down inside of this vault. So it sucks water in through here, goes into our pump vault, and then it gets discharged over that way into our wetland filter. We have 2 of them. We have one here, and we have another one located on that other side. That's going to accept all of that water. So we have 1,000 gallons of water per hour. So that means we're going to have 30,000 gallons per hour per wetland filtration system. All that water then will come flowing back out of here, recirculate through the entire pond, and then make its way back over the waterfall into our reservoir. Now down underneath all of this stuff, we actually have a 30,000 gallon underground tank. So that's made out of our aqua blocks. That's a large underground reservoir. We have a structural void space under there, and that houses a specific volume of water that allows the entire system to operate. Just got a delivery of large pumps sitting right behind me. Both of these pumps are replacement pumps. So one of them is going to go right here at our office in St. Charles. The other one's going to go to a project way on the north side of Chicago. So why don't we unbox these things and see what we got. All right, check this beast out. This is a 5 horsepower Surumi pump. This is a solids handling pump. The pump itself weighs over 400 pounds. We also have a discharge over here that has to get bolted on, and then we have a stand that's going to be put down on the bottom. This 5 horsepower pump will deliver over 1,000 gallons of water per minute, so 60,000 gallons plus per hour of water flow. 6-inch discharge. This is a serious pump. It's all heavy duty cast iron construction. This is a workhorse for commercial water features. Just mounted the base onto the bottom of the pump. It's going to be able to sit on the concrete pad on the bottom, and that gives us enough clearance on the bottom to allow solids to go inside of those big giant voids. All right, next set of hands would have been helpful today. I've been wrestling with this big old pump, actually working up a little bit of a sweat here. I'm trying to move this big giant pump around. So everything is ready, and why don't we compare this to one of our standard pumps. So this pump here is a Surumi pump as well, same as that one. This is the largest stock pump that we offer. This is a no-nonsense pump. That's for heavy-duty applications. It's going to give us many, many years of operation, decades of operation. Solids handling capacity on both of them. This one has a 3-inch discharge. Take a look at that. And this one has a 6-inch. This is what a standard elbow looks like. This has a 90-degree turn, but the difference is it has this big wide sweep, and it also has this nice big wide opening inside here. So what that's going to do, it's going to keep our head pressure to a minimum. So we want to make sure that any debris that goes through those openings is going to be able to pass unobstructed. And if you have that tight 90-degree turn right there, sometimes you can get debris buildup right in that corner. So this is going to break that down for us. It's going to allow everything to pass right through the pump system. Sitting back in my office, and what I want to do now is I want to go over how we figure out the right pump for the project. So we're going to look at some pump curves, then we'll kind of go through some of the details on what we found out for our particular project. The one that we removed is a 15 horsepower pump, and we're going to replace it with a 5 horsepower. So what I did was I went and looked at the discharge size, I went and looked at some of the flow rates that we have, but more importantly I looked at the head pressure. So if you look over here at this far left hand side, you have these numbers, and this is the total dynamic head in feet, and then over here you actually have your flow rate. So the more head pressure you have, the actual less flow of water you're going to get. Now for the replacement that we're doing is we're way over on this side, so we're probably about 11 or 12 feet of head, so we're going to get 900 plus gallons per hour. So we're going to have a lot of flow for this particular project, which is going to be awesome. So one of the important things that you want to look at when you're replacing a pump is you never want to be at the very, very far ends. So the one that we have here is going to be really good for us. 5 horsepower pump. It's going to produce a ton of water, and it should do just fine in our water feature in the front of our office. Alright, so the pump has been built. We already put that together and back. I got Brian and Dave out here right now. We are pulling off the top of our concrete vault. That's going to allow us access into the pumps. You can see the one that we have to get to is right here. We're going to disconnect that, hook up the excavator to the pump, pull that out, and then install the new one. Just finished removing the big pump out of the front pond over at our office. You can see it's that one right there. So that is the pump that was running our wetland filter. You can see the difference in the style. This one has like a screen down here on the very bottom, which gets clogged up with debris. That is good in a lot of applications, but for this pond we were kind of having a little bit of trouble with it, so we've moved over to a solids handling pump. This 15 horsepower pump actually pumps less water, so it's about 900 gallons a minute, but it pumps it a lot higher. This pump pumps a lot of water, 1,000 gallons a minute. It can't pump the water as high or far, so it gives us a lot of volume but not a lot of pressure. Alright, we're done for the day. We got the pump out. The plumbing configuration's a little bit different on the new pump, and it's because of the discharge height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out to Columbia Pipe, grab all the components that we need for tomorrow morning. We'll get everything bolted up, get it in place, get the new pump out here, drop it in, and then we could wire it up and have it running. And that waterfall right behind me is really going to be flooring. Pumps are out in front. We're starting to reassemble the check valve assembly. This will be able to handle all those solids anything that's coming down over the waterfall that gets down through our reservoir here, stringy stuff, algae, whatever it happens to be, is going to be able to pass directly through that pump. So it's going to eliminate some of our maintenance. Pond is looking great. Everything is operating other than the wetland filter. So we're still waiting on our electrician to come on out. When it got hit with the lightning strike a year ago, something may have popped inside of there. We did have an electrician come out, and we know that the pump was fried, but there could also be something wrong with this control box as well. So waiting on the electrician. Hopefully we'll have it up and running soon. The challenge that we have with custom water features, we still don't have our filter running, so you can kind of see the pond down here behind me. We have the main waterfall is operating, but the wetland filter, we got the new pump in place, but we're still having problems with the electrical. Probably won't be hooked up for a few days, so hopefully by the next video you'll actually see some flowing water going through our filter. But again, that's life as a contractor. We're out there installing these things on a regular basis. This is real world stuff. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and we can keep giving you all this valuable information to make you a better water feature builder.